What's up, guys? I'm Matt. That's Dan. We got Brent here today. We're Mouth of the Mark, and guess what? We're reviewing Survivor Series. What's going on, guys? How y'all been?
Pretty good, man. Just living the dream. Kind of a little disappointed after tonight's lackluster show, honestly, but here we are again, being marks and enduring the masochism that is being a wrestling fan in 2015.
The horrible, horrible world that we live in. I can't even be fake happy right now.
I
I
know.
tried it.
I'm with you. You can't see it, but I've got disappointment written all over my face. I
Well,
was really pumped for this pay-per-view. Like, they
it's
could
one
have
of the
really
big
knocked
four.
a home run out of the park, but I feel like the ball was dropped for show.
Oh,
It's
totally.
it's it's one of the big four. Like this is supposed to be like prime time WWE pay-per-view because it's one of the big four. Like, I mean, I don't understand. I can't believe I got a battleground pay-per-view and they named it Survivor Series.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's exactly what it feels like, man. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a lackluster, like, when they do those like, three pay-per-views in 1 month, and it's like just a random one that got thrown in there. I mean, and honestly, it's like I know we're bashing him, but it's got to be really hard when you lose like the best guy in the business and like he's your champ. I mean, they scrambled to do what they had to do. I mean, I'm not making excuses for him because, hey, I mean, this is what you're supposed to be able to just do. But at the same time, man, it was just, it was rough.
yeah, and the sad thing is that it wasn't that bad of a show,
Yeah.
but it was just
I,
poor booking.
yeah, the booking, I felt like it was extremely predictable. Like, you could have sat me down as soon as Rollins got hurt, and I could have predicted every outcome from tonight. And the wrestling was good. I feel like there was really good wrestling in the show, but when the outcomes are exactly what you think they're going to be, it's hard to stay invested.
Yeah. Totally.
Hey, Brent, real quick, turn your volume down or plug headphones in because I hear myself echoing through your speakers.
Maybe I should get some headphones.
That probably would be a good idea.
Yeah, there you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we shall pause.
See, Brent is so bummed out about the Marvel series that even his equipment is pissed too.
That's right.
We shall await confirmation.
All right.
Bueno?
Phones are on. Phones are on.
Bueno. No
There we go,
echo.
man.
All right. Well, if you've stuck with us through this weird 2-minute intro of feedback and bullshit, then we've got you hooked for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So, guys,
Just pay us $9.99 a month.
yeah. I mean, and this is free. This is free. You endured
Right.
3 hours of bullshit for $9.99. We're just going to be like
True.
an hour worth of bullshit for free.
It's true. It's true.
So, I mean,
Can't beat it.
so let's go to Survivor Series. Let's start with the pre-show. I didn't watch a lot of the interviews. I jumped in like around the 6:30 mark, and I got when I came in was when they announced the traditional Survivor Series match on the fucking pre-show. Pet peeve number one: they started off the pre-show with a traditional Survivor Series match, and I was pissed. Like I instantly texted a couple of friends, and I was like, "Traditional match? No one knew anything about it, and it's on the pre-show." Like, this is Survivor Series, people. And, right then and there, I should have known that this was going to be a shit night.
Yeah.
But I let my markdom really just kind of, yeah, well, maybe it'll be okay.
The flow of the card was really poor.
It really was. And you know what? It started with, there was one highlight of the pre-show. Goldust came back. That's it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you have put that in the
On the main
elimination?
show.
Yeah.
I almost forgot that it happened until you brought it up.
But that's the thing. Like that's a memorable moment because you can build Stardust versus Goldust again, and it's Survivor Series, so
Yeah.
work with it until Mania. I mean, it just makes no sense that that was on the pre-show. I get that because of who all was involved, that it kind of belongs on the pre-show, but I mean, because like all 10 of those guys are guys that have just kind of steamed out. You know what I mean? like the guy that had the most steam was Goldust, and that's because he came back.
Yeah.
And that's a shame because, I mean, you're talking the Dudleys, Neville.
Neville, like what is
You know,
going on with Neville right
like
now?
it just makes
Yeah.
no sense. You know, I mean,
Sad, man.
the Ascension has failed to gain traction on the main roster. You know,
And
the Dudley.
isn't that a bummer after you watch their? Do you saw their match on NXT against
Oh
Jordan
yeah,
Gable?
against you mean
They were
against
so pumped.
Team Angle 2?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was a good match too, though. I mean, the positive vibe is I'm pretty sure that they're gonna do Dudley's and Goldust against the Cosmic Wasteland, Stardust, and the Ascension. So those will probably be some pretty good matches because the guys
But
can't
didn't
work.
they
They're
just
just
do
not
that
over.
with Neville?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Neville and the Lucha Dragons. That's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, it's at least a kind of new matchup there.
Yeah, I mean, because they're both old guys, it's like the Dudleys and Goldust. That makes sense. It's like Team Attitude versus the Cosmic Wasteland type.
Well, and
I mean, I guess.
they have to do something with Cesaro being hurt now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
Excuse
bummer.
me?
Man.
Have you not seen that news about he's got a shoulder injury?
Yeah, he's out for like 4 to 6 months, man.
That's why he wasn't on the card tonight.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not like it mattered. What were they gonna do with him? I mean, come
No,
on.
they were
let's
gonna
be
push
real.
him, dude. They were going to because that sucks.
He was
man.
at least entertaining. Like he
This
was
is
really
like-
starting to gel with the crowd.
In my entire life as a wrestling fan, I think this is the worst year ever for injuries ever. Like in one.
This is
in
a
one
pretty
whole
bad
year.
injury year.
Jesus, man.
Yeah. If you count
And that's-
everything from Daniel Bryan all the way to Seth Rollins, it's a pretty rough year. Sami Zayn, Hideo Itami, like all these guys, like, and I'm not talking
Yeah.
just main
Rusev.
roster, like NXT too.
Rusev, yeah.
Rusev got hurt, even Cena got hurt with his broken nose and all this crap,
Yeah.
just
Jeez.
it's a
crazy.
bad year, man.
They're getting overworked.
Yeah.
Too much, man.
Yeah.
And actually, if you're talking about a full calendar year, Roman Reigns missed Survivor Series because of his hernia last year.
Yep. Yeah, because he wasn't at Night of Champions.
I mean,
I remember that was like when they made that announcement.
Yeah, Sting almost dying in the damn ring.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just it's been a bad year for them, and this pay-per-view shows that they're not coping well with it at all.
No, not at all.
And you could tell that from the minute that match on the pre-show started.
I feel like they're really hesitant to give anybody a legitimate push. Like, you see guys get like the Neville win in the tournament, the Kalisto win that got botched by that match with Alberto Del Rio. That was horrific. Oh my God, I get a bad taste in my
Del
mouth
Rio
thinking
almost
about
ripped
that
his
match.
mask straight off too.
Yeah,
like, straight
he did
pulled
rip
it
it off. Yeah,
That was rough, man.
Yeah.
But so the pre-show was fine. I don't mind Goldust and them winning because Goldust coming back when he came back, I was like, cool, Goldust and them are going to win, and Goldust is going to eliminate Cody. But I think they're going to save that flame, and that's fine. Like I'm all for that. But I think my main point is that should have been on the main card. Without a doubt, you could have gotten rid of the other traditional match and replaced it and been a lot better off. Brent, what'd you think about the pre-show match, man? You love it? You hate it? You indifferent? Meh? Whatever.
Pretty indifferent. It's really sad to see what they're doing with Stardust and the Ascension because I was a real big fan of that pairing, the Cosmic Wasteland. I think it's had a lot of potential, but they're obviously just fodder for everybody else. The wrestling was decent in it. Dudleys did their usual spots. Nothing was too bad about it, but it's just I have no emotion towards like hardly any of these matches in this pay-per-view. It's like another episode of Raw.
Yeah.
Daniel,
So,
you?
I mean, I felt the exact same way, man. I felt like the pre-show. Honestly, I felt like the whole show tonight. Every match to me felt a little bit rushed. Like the only matches that didn't feel rushed were matches that I think went a little too long. The opening match, Del Rio and Reigns, I felt went a little too long, and I think that the Charlotte Page match went a little too long.
Second that.
But I think that
totally.
I thought every other match just felt like it was the finish. Every finish felt quick to me. Like it felt just like.
Especially Ambrose and Owens. That finish was so quick.
What was that, man? God, all right, we're getting way ahead. All right, we're getting way ahead. We'll get there.
It's all right. We're only, actually for that one, we're only 2 matches away. So after the
But
pre-show, we came to the main card, and the first match was Reigns versus Del Rio.
yeah,
Right? Yeah, that was
Yep,
first. They
that
opened
was
with Reigns.
first.
Yeah. All right. See, I'm gonna fact check every single one of them. I'm gonna be asking y'all. Keep my ass
nice.
straight. So, you know what? I actually didn't mind the match. Del Rio worked well. I still don't like this Mex American thing. I think it's the stupidest thing you could have done with Del Rio. I mean, I get it if you didn't want to try to bring Ricardo back because Ricardo wants to wrestle. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do the announcing thing. But like, I just I don't I don't understand why you have a guy who was on top of the world in Mexico and you bring him in and now he's just cannon fodder in the middle card? Because let's be real, he pretty much did the job for Roman Reigns just now. You know? I mean, he looked okay, but my biggest pet peeve is that he put the armbar on Roman twice. Once in the middle of the ring, and then when Roman picked him up and went over the rope, he put it on him again while hanging over the rope. Roman did not sell the arm the entire night. He pinned him after the spear, didn't sell the arm. He used it to prop himself up, like just straight off an arm breaker, pushed himself up with it. Did not sell it at all during the Ambrose match later on.
Yeah,
It just like
So
where
bad.
is it? Like that is one thing that gets my ass is that if somebody worked a body part, sell the goddamn body part. And maybe I'm just listening to too much Stone Cold, but it's shit that I notice now.
yeah,
Like I
oh yeah,
noticed that people are just moving from spot to spot and they're not selling body parts or there's no psychology to some matches. Like a lot of these rushed finishes were just spot to spot to spot to spot. And like that's fine, but make it believable. Make me believe that you guys are actually fighting and give me a reason that you're actually fighting. Like
yeah.
I can't stand it. I don't know. What Daniel, what'd you think about Del Rio and Reigns?
I mean, I felt like the match. I mean, there were 2 times in the match where I was like, you know what, they might put Del Rio over just to give like a huge shock, like make Survivor Series a shocking moment type thing. You know what I mean? And so like, so the work I felt was good, but you're right, man. It's the things in between. You know, the no sell pretty much from Reigns, all night on everything really. It just. It all just felt weird, and I felt like it just went a little too long because you know there were several times where there were false finishes that the match I felt like that would have been better than what actually happened for the finish. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Overall, I gave the match a B because I felt like the work was good, but it's the transitions. Like you were saying, listening to too much Stone Cold, it's like the same thing with listening to the Taz show. He's always saying that like the moves like everyone can learn how to do moves, but like it's the small things that you do between the moves, like selling the arm or whatever, you know what I mean, like or taking a breather if you're a heel, or you know what I'm saying, like doing things like that is what like these are guys that are legends, you know, like Jericho and Austin, and like that's why they're saying these things because they've been there and they haven't just been a successful star, they were like top stars, you know what I mean, so. And now that they've all pointed it out, it's like I hear it from every angle, and it's like, God, why? It's like I know all these wrestlers have to be just as big as Marcus as me, and listen to these shows. It's like I know you're listening to these podcasts. Why are you guys not selling? Come on now. It's like, what's going on with that, dude?
Yeah, I agree. Brent, Del Rio, and Roman, what you think?
I think we're all in the same boat here that there was some decent work in the match. I've just got a real big beef with you, like same with you, Matthew, about the Del Rio gimmick that he's working right now. I feel like he's not happy doing it, and I feel like
He
it was a
looks
really
like he looks pissed off about it all the time.
yeah. Well, he went from being this huge face, like I don't know if you guys watched any of the Lucha Underground stuff, but he was killing it as like this glorified, like I hate saying it, but he was like a Mexican Bret Hart almost, like just prideful in his country, fought hard, and he was crisp. And I feel like when he came back to WWE, he was really good in that first match with Cena, but it's all just gone downhill from there. Once they really defined that character as being more heel, because I thought it was going to be face when he first debuted. He was getting cheered.
He should have been.
Oh, sorry.
And they need
Yeah,
more faces.
right, and they want that big Latino star. It's like seems like a no-brainer when you bring this guy in who's huge in Mexico and huge with the Latino population. why do you put him like the Zed thing even works for me if it's a face thing, but the heel route, it's fallen flat. And God, I could go on about Roman too, but we'll save that for another match. But the match itself was one of the better ones of the night, if you ask me. And I feel like
I agree.
Rio was better than he has been in the past couple matches. So grade wise, it's like a B minus. And
Well,
I think I'm grading on a curve because the rest of the matches weren't that great.
just a small note though about you needing wanting that Latino star. WWE just signed La Sombra to a deal with NXT.
Yeah, I saw
That
that.
dude, that dude is like the king of Mexico right now. The kid's only 25. He's my age. That's like ridiculous, and it's ridiculous how good he is. Just if you guys haven't seen any of his stuff, just go look up any of it. Just literally
Okay,
search La
I need
Sombra.
to.
He's good, and
Yeah, me too.
they unmasked him for NXT, which I thought was a bad move, but I think if you give him a slow burn, like don't rush him to the top.
Who
Just
is he in NXT?
he just signed. He's La Sombra.
Yeah, like
Like
over the weekend.
they
It's like
well
Manuel
But
or
all right. So they haven't debuted him yet. How do you know they're not going to put him under a hood?
because
Is there a
all of his
picture?
promo work is out from under the hood. Like
Oh.
all of his pictures with Triple H and all that, he's unmasked already.
Okay.
So
Well, maybe
so
I mean maybe that was
I'm
his fault.
assuming that they're keeping him unmasked because I mean when they signed Ray didn't take that mask off. Ray still doesn't take the mask off.
Same thing with Kalisto. When they signed him, there wasn't really any fanfare, but they
Right,
never
but
showed any pictures of him
he
without a
didn't
mask.
unmask either.
They need to sign Ricochet, man.
They need to sign Ricochet ASAP. They should have signed Ricochet a year ago. But he's under a Loctite contract with Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Like they've got him for 5 years, 6 years. They got him for a
Wow.
long time.
Yeah,
It's not some short-term contract. So
Well, good for them. That's good for them because he's a big piece
yeah,
of Lucha Underground.
because Puma's a big deal, man. Puma's a
Boy,
big deal.
this shows you how bad Survivor Series is. It's been so easy for us to get off a subject because it was such a bad.
It was forgettable.
Yeah,
But-
it's bad.
So let's get back on. We'll rabbit trail all night.
Back on the track, man.
But after Roman and Alberto Del Rio, we had Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens, which on paper I really, really, really liked this match. Like on paper, because I like Ambrose and anything Owens touches is gold. Again, to Daniel's point, I think this was a match that probably could have gone a couple minutes longer, so they could have slowed the pace down a little bit. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it just felt so rushed, like I was saying just a second ago, from spot to spot to spot. Just,
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla match without the awesome spots from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
I can completely agree.
like it's without all the crazy shit that PWG does, but it's just the fast-paced rotation from spot to spot to spot like they do.
Yeah. And they're good workers, so it was smooth. It was just too fast. The pace was just too fast.
Right. I feel like I was watching on the network at like 1.5 instead of at normal speed. Like the only thing that made me remind myself that I was watching at normal speed was that commentary was normal. I mean, that's it. The match was moving like they were moving 2 steps too fast. I don't know, man. I didn't even grade any of these matches because I just didn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the wrong guy went over. I love Ambrose. I really do. Ambrose is one of my favorite baby faces, but I really think that Owens should have won. I really think you should have had Reigns and Owens in the end. And I understand that you wanted the 2 baby faces for the cash-in to mean more. I get that. That's fine. But I would have almost rathered Owens win, Sheamus cash in the middle of the match. Sheamus and Sheamus and Owens beat the shit out of Reigns, and then they fight over who's gonna pin him. And then some weird hokey shit where Reigns hits a spear on like Owens, Sheamus bro kicks Reigns but pins Owens instead. Like to where you don't take any heat off of Roman, you keep Sheamus as heel as fuck. Like I mean,
Yeah.
there's just so many better ways that they could have done that.
Or you just leave Sheamus with that damn briefcase because he's not over, and you just put Owens in that Rollins spot. I
I
mean,
would have had
Well,
Sheamus cash in and lose, like Roman speared
yeah,
Sheamus, and then Owens pop up powerbomb Reigns onto Sheamus. Reigns rolls out of the ring. Owens pins Sheamus, and it's done.
as much as I'm an Owens fan, I would love for him to be the champ, but they missed a huge opportunity to turn Reigns heel, I feel like. I know they'll never do it, and this is just wishful thinking, but the dude's already getting booed like crazy.
He should
And
have shook Trips' hand, and that would have been
right,
the swerve of the night.
yeah.
right. He could have still won clean and shook the hand. I would have rather like a screw job happen, just because it'll get him even more heat. But I don't know. It's so fucking predictable, man. Like that would have been something that would have really got all of us talking, and it's almost like it feeds into the reality era of it all because he's already getting booed, and that we all already know that they want to push him as the face of the company. So why not just give it to us,
That's what I'm saying.
and
Like,
really make him hated?
right, if it's already known to the public that he's the prodigal son, and he's gonna have the keys to the castle, throw it in people's faces. Just like
Yep.
turn him and like literally have Triple H come out with like a fucking key ring and just give them to him, and that's it. That's all the heat you need. That's it.
Yeah.
And you've got your next big heel. Like, get him a mouthpiece because he needs that. I feel like he's awful on the microphone.
And then you need a babyface to run this company for the next few years. Keep him heel for 6 to 9 months and just wait for the real prodigal son to come back, because he's gonna get a Triple H babyface pop when that son of a bitch comes back.
Oh, yeah, big time. I can't
Dude,
wait.
Rollins is gonna be so over, dude. I'm like giddy thinking about it, dude. I'm so giddy because it's gonna be like babyface HBK return, like from his injury, like against Triple H. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be epically huge.
Yeah.
But like, and that's the thing. Like, it's like I told you last week, Daniel. I want a time machine so I don't have to wait 6 to 9 months. You know what I mean? Like,
It really was a
It's gonna be a
blessing.
dark
for
time,
him.
man. The next 6 to 9 months are gonna be a dark time.
and that's a shame because Mania is only 4 months away.
I know it's gonna be a rough Mania, and it's sad because they're doing it in that huge arena, and these numbers are so low, and I don't think they're gonna fill it unless they start giving them away the week of.
I think to break the record, they will give them away.
Oh yeah. Oh
They're
yeah.
gonna do whatever they have to do to break the record.
Yeah.
I read that Orton's not going to be available for Mania either. Like,
Nope. He's out too long too with that shoulder. And so like you're gonna be bringing in a bunch of part timers. The IWC is gonna flip their shit because of this Mania.
either that or they like. I don't think it'll happen. I would love for an hour of
Zayn's gonna be healthy.
NXT.
I think
Oh yeah,
I think Zayn's gonna be healthy. So I think
gotta
Zayn's coming back at the Rumble, and we're gonna have an Intercontinental title fight between Zayn and Owens, and that's gonna be a Mania.
you're stroking my Mark Boner with that one. I really hope that happens. Like,
Well, like, because that's gonna put marks in seats. And by the way, this is how little we give a fuck about Survivor Series right now, because now we're fantasy booking WrestleMania.
yeah, we can't talk about it because there was nothing. I mean,
What was even
talking about?
What was even after Ambrose and what was even after? What was that? What was that?
Was
Was
it
the
the
next
Divas
traditional match? Or
Oh
the
yeah,
Divas
the
match?
traditional. You're right. It's a traditional one.
Yeah, it was a traditional match.
Yeah. Yeah. So Usos, Lucha Dragons, Ryback against
New Day
okay, New Day, Sheamus, and Barrett.
Sheamus.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what to say to that because here's my question. Why have one member of each team in Ryback survive? Why have Kalisto and Jay survive? Why not have the Usos and Ryback or the Lucha Dragons and Ryback? Like, why one of each?
Why
Because it
have the
keeps-
faces
because-
go over anyways? Like, why couldn't? I mean, I
Because
guess
Sheamus is going to cash in.
Sheamus. Yeah, you're right. Ugh. He's
Dude,
still
all right. But the best part about this whole
eliminated.
thing was the glorious mane that Xavier Woods displayed tonight. That is the best hair of the year. Hair of the year goes to Xavier Woods. Hands down. That's a walk-off, dude. That's a walk-off home run with that mane, bro. That is top-notch barbership right there.
Yeah, that was
Richard, man.
It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder what cosplay he was doing over the weekend to keep that hair.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe he probably just had it done that day.
I don't know, man. Last time he was cosplaying like all weekend, and then he just wore the hair to a
The
pay-per-view.
Rufio,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yep. I know Daniel and I popped for it.
Oh, hard. Yeah. That guy, dude, he. To me, I keep saying this, man. Everybody says that Big E's the star out of it, and don't get me wrong, all three of those guys are doing the best work of their career. But I think Woods is the star, man. Like,
Woods is definitely the mouthpiece star. He's the entertainer star.
I think he's a pretty good worker in the ring. He doesn't. They
Yeah.
just don't let him go.
Yeah.
They don't let him, so nobody knows that. I mean, we know because we watched NXT
Yeah.
Yep.
before it was on the
TNA,
network.
man. Like
Yeah, TNA too.
he did
Yep.
some work at TNA.
What was it? Apollo Creed, right?
No, it was
No.
Consequences
Creed.
Consequences Creed. There we go.
Yeah.
I knew it was a double C. They're big on that. Christian Cage, like they're big on the
It
double
was
C.
Apollo Creed at one point, though, for sure.
No, that's the boxer in Rocky, man.
Yeah, dude, come on.
That's
Oh,
where he
yeah,
got the name
Boxer
from.
and Rocky. I was like, I know that name.
And then because that's Apollo Crews is. He
Yeah,
got his name from
See,
Apollo
all this
Creed
is
and
just, it's
Terry
just too
Crews.
much, man. It's just too much with the recycled black guy names. Come on.
I know.
I
it's
knew
pathetic.
you were gonna
It's
go
really
there,
bad.
ladies and gentlemen.
It's true.
Daniel's a racist.
No, that's
No,
what I'm saying.
WWE
Recycled black
is.
guy
The
names.
E, dude.
That's
I'm saying the E
W-
is racist. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We
I
all,
get it.
dude, look at their track record, for God's sake. Tell me that they're not a little bit racist. I mean, look at
You
that.
think Titus O'Neil, Shaquille O'Neal? Come on, man! Like
Los
what they
Matadores.
do. Yeah,
We are the nation of domination.
domination.
So after the traditional match, which I think we can all agree was pretty garbage.
Yeah.
I thought it was garbage. Utter
Garbage,
garbage.
We can just, right on. Let's go to the next one.
The only highlight, I will say, it was kind of cool, the 3 finisher sequence for Sheamus. Like, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But, like, nothing stellar. Like, it was just, like,
I
the
don't
coolest
even
spot.
remember it. I don't remember it. I think I was probably checking fantasy football in the middle of that match.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. But, so after that was the Divas match, right? Yeah.
Speaking of another match that I checked fantasy football during because it went on for forever.
Am I the only one that actually enjoyed that? Like, I love that match. Like, that was match of the night.
No,
for me.
I thought the match was good, but I mean, it got an A- from me because I thought the match was really good, but there were a couple things that just felt dragged. Like that barricade spot where Paige was up there for forever, and then there was that weak ass like let's both fall off and make it look like a spear.
Yeah, yeah.
Great
really-
effort for the spot.
It took the air out of the match for me. It really did. It was just like, oh. And then they went on, and that finish. If like I don't know if you guys noticed, but during the
ref
figure
told
8
her
or whatever, she's under the ropes when Paige taps out. So I don't know if they're gonna use that to like work as a rematch or something. Probably not because they don't sink that deep into stuff anymore. But I mean, it was good to a point, and I thought it was going to be. I mean, and honestly, it probably was match of the night, but that's still like, an A- on a Survivor Series of all pay-per-views is just not adequate to me. It's not enough.
Question: did it seem like they were booing Charlotte and
Oh, yeah, they
cheering
were.
Paige?
They were.
Like, what's up with that? How did that come about?
It's-
What is there? Is
it's-
Atlanta
it's-
drinking some kind of juice?
It's smart crowds just smarting.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Because I mean, let's be clear. There's no way that any casual fan is gonna cheer Paige after that shoot promo on Raw. It's not gonna happen at all.
Yeah.
That's a smart crowd. I mean, worse than Roman Reigns in Philly, but I mean, it's a smart crowd. It was just them, I guess, revolting because the match was going on too long. I didn't notice it until like towards the end.
Yeah.
So I liked the match and it was match of the night, but I do kind of agree that it probably could have gone 2 or 3 minutes shorter, and the effect would have been greater. And I
Yes.
could have definitely done without that barricade spot.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
like the
surprised that
idea of
Paige
the
didn't hit a
barricade
finisher for like a false finish, because
Yeah.
they did the figure 4, then the figure 8. So and she did the spear twice.
Yeah.
So like I was kind of surprised that maybe like Charlotte didn't kick out of Rampage, or Charlotte didn't like roll out of the PTO. Just something like that. I thought they'd give Paige a little more steam.
I mean, the problem with this whole match is that at the end of the match, even though the match was decent, it literally doesn't elevate either participant. They are both in the exact same spot in my mind.
Well, because here's the thing.
Well,
I
it gave Charlotte a win.
I would say it gave Charlotte a win, gave her a rub off of a vet, but I think your smart thing, and I hope this happens too, since the Mark boner's going on. If we're gonna have Owens and Zayn for the Intercontinental title, I'm hoping that maybe we'll get Charlotte and Sasha at Mania.
I think you're right.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do some work with Sasha though, because they've kind of dropped the ball on her too, even though she's still really over.
Well, I mean, and that's the only thing I noticed more than them booing Charlotte was there was a "We Want Sasha" chant like 3/4 of the way through the match.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So, but
Well,
I think. Go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, sorry, I just they're noticing those chants the people in the back are. I think that might be one of the reasons why they're keeping her off, is to make people want her even more. So when they finally do start pulling the trigger on pushing her, that it's a big deal because they know that she's that good.
I think you need to work her against Team Bad when you do. Like I think you need to have Team Bad turn on her, and then from now until like close to Mania, she's working Naomi or Tamina, and then like she'll work a Bella or something.
Both those girls can go. It's kind of that's sad thing to me too. In fact, they're underutilized.
Naomi can go. I've never seen Tamina go.
Oh yeah, Tamina's the worst, dude. Tamina's terrible. She's so
I've never seen her go like fluidly go. I've seen her go and struggle to keep up with Paige, but I've never seen her like go.
It's just a different style. Like she's the bruiser. It's not a technical wrestling thing with her.
Agree to disagree.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. I think she's absolute garbage, but I think that I think that she's in there just because she's got a name. Like Charlotte deserves to be where she's at, but I think Tamina's there because she's a snooker, and that's pretty much it. Like,
well, that's not really doing much.
Which at this point doesn't do much.
Yeah. Well,
that's probably why she doesn't wrestle hardly ever.
Yeah.
She's not on TV. So was after the women was Ziggler and Breeze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, as soon as I texted Daniel and said that the Divas were match of the night so far, I was like, oh, this might be match of the night. And of course, the little fan in the back of my brain just elevated me up to break my heart because this match blew.
Yeah.
You know why I think it blew? I think Ziggler is out. I feel like lately I've been watching him really closely because he's one of my favorites. I've always felt like if given the right opportunity, Ziggler would really succeed as the face of the company because he's that entertaining. He can bridge the gap between mainstream and the wrestling community. And I think he knows that, and I think he knows that the company's not willing to give him that opportunity. So I feel like he's just kind of out there going through the motions. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll give this new guy a rub, but this is not what I'm really wanting to do with my time and my skills. So that's what I feel like's been going on with him.
I can agree with that to an extent, but he just signed a re-up. So, like, if he felt that way, why sign the re-up? You know what I mean?
Because he thought things would be different?
Yeah, he was hopeful. He was hopeful, man.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I just read an interview where he says he's going to wrestle for 2 more years. And then that's it.
Bummer. Because that dude, he's so good. Like,
well, like, here's my thing.
I
digress. If he wrestles
digress.
for 2 more years with the E, he can go Ring of Honor, New Japan, Lucha Underground, and he can make a lot of money.
Oh, he's not. I don't think he'll work. I don't think he will either. Yeah, I think he's gonna stop. I think he's gonna go do the comedy thing, and that's it.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he's been in the business for a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he's in the Orton class, dude. He's a Brock. I mean, he was one of those guys.
OVW class of 2002.
Huh?
OVW class of 2002.
Yeah.
Crazy. Can I say that I'm really glad that Tyler Breeze is not using the beauty shot as a finisher because I feel like that move is a really weak finisher.
Why? What is with people?
We just talked about this before.
We literally just talked about
just talked about this.
I can't stand that he's using the unprettier.
I hate it too. I never thought that was.
I agree with you guys because it's not believable to me, but it is a believable finisher more so than a spinning heel kick, if you ask me.
I don't know. I feel like he got it over, man.
I would
feel
say
like
the
he
whole
got it over in
NXT
NXT.
crowd disagrees with you.
Yeah, I'm thinking the IWC. Well, we'll find. We should do a poll. If you guys should tell us if you're down with the beauty shot
The
being the
whole
finish or
5 of
not.
them.
Yeah, all the tens and tens of you that watch this show.
If I had to pick a move for him, though, I'd pick the Unprettier over the Beauty Shot. If it was between those two, Beauty Shot as a signature move, the Unprettier as a finisher. If I had to choose between the two of them,
So you'd get rid of the supermodel kick.
he can use that still too. But who doesn't use a super kick nowadays? Like
We
True.
talked about that too.
We talked about that too. Yeah, we talked about that
it's like
too.
that move's in about everybody's arsenal nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Kinda
I
like
guess.
the spear is, but Roman Reigns can actually win a world title with a spear, but Charlotte does, that
And then
shit.
turn around and lose it.
Off.
Ooh, too soon?
Yeah.
They don't protect moves at all anymore, man.
Nope. You're bastardizing the damn DDT.
They're bastardizing a lot of moves, man.
Well, I just don't like the spear as a finisher to begin with. Like,
No, I don't either.
it's cool as a move in the repertoire, but that's another reason why I don't like Roman Reigns is because I feel like his finisher is extremely weak.
Yeah.
It's
Did
a
you feel
list.
the same way about Edge?
Yep. I like the downward spiral.
Sacrilege.
I like
Sorry,
that.
I was-
I liked that Impaler DDT that he used. The education.
Yeah, that was cool.
Education.
Yeah.
That was
my
cool
favorite.
too. I don't know. The spear never really did it for me as a finishing move. I loved how Goldberg did it to set up the jackhammer, but the jackhammer was a cooler move. It was more devastating.
It's a signature move. It's not. I mean, I shouldn't have to waste my Y button on a.
That's right. It's my S, not my F1.
Right.
That's right.
Be like Zach
We can
Gowen.
continue.
My strength meter is too high right now.
Yeah.
Yep, I heard that Big Show interview.
Yeah.
So after that match was the Brothers of Destruction? Yeah,
Yeah,
Alliance
I
and
think
Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, we're
really
flying
good.
through it.
Which I was surprised that they didn't put Taker on last. I'm not gonna. I mean,
Me
I know
too.
why now.
Me too.
But I'm surprised that it's 25 years of Undertaker. I'm really surprised he didn't close the night. You want to know what the highlight of this match was for me? Taker's entrance.
Yeah.
That entrance was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I was texting with a couple of guys, and I was like, I wonder if they're gonna do a tandem entrance like back in the day for them. Kane came out first, and I was like, well, I guess not. And then he did the fire thing, and I was like, I'm happily surprised.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. Brent, what'd you think, dude?
Yeah, that was cool. I liked the double choke slam of Strowman through the table because it was the first time we've seen Strowman look
Bump.
weak at all. And it took two freaking legends to do it. And I felt that was a big rub for that guy. I was glad he wasn't in the match, especially knowing that Taker and Kane were going to go over.
I think I have a fear that he is going to be another great Khali on the roster. I have a very big fear that he
I
is
can
Great
see
Khali
that.
Jr.
Yeah, I can see that. I hope not.
I don't think so, man. I really don't. I mean, I know the guy's clunky and I know he's green, but I see more potential with him than I do. I mean, I think that right now, if he gets like a push too soon, then yes, that's exactly what he will be. But if they just let him do these small things and work him a lot at live events, just like work him off TV, get his skill up. But
what does he do? I mean, he's a 7 foot tall. I say he's 7 foot. He's probably around that. I mean, he's just this big guy. Like, who does he work? Taker's pretty much done. Kane's pretty much done. What do? You have him face Big Show like 365? I mean,
no, dude. If you're doing live events,
Roman.
you do the legendary trainer that doesn't do TV anymore, and he always does like live events, and that's Jericho. Put him on the road with Jericho. Put him against him. Jericho on live events. Jericho has this thing against the Wyatts that he's still been doing, which is weird. Like, by the way, on his live events, he's still very, very, very babyface, even though he kind of had that mini heel turn like last time he was on TV with Reigns and all that. And they haven't done anything with that, by the way. Like, I don't know. They missed the boat there. Like, dude, you guys need Jericho right now, man. You got nothing else going on. You need Jericho to be on TV right now. Like, just pay the guy some money. Put him on TV.
Jericho would be one babyface that could help with ratings right now. But I think
Freaking
they bring him.
Brian.
But they're not bringing Brian back, dude. Like
I
Not
know,
gonna happen.
but
I'm
you talk
sitting
about
here and I'm
saving
praying.
ratings.
I'm sitting here and I'm praying, bro. But I really, I did hear
Oh, I
an
know.
interesting article. I heard an interesting article that they're keeping him off TV until after WrestleMania, to where he doesn't ruin Roman Reigns or the Royal Rumble. Which I believe that theory entirely.
Wow.
I believe it entirely, dude. I mean,
You,
think about it. Think about it. They should have kept him off TV until after the Royal Rumble last year, but then they put him in it.
You know what? It disgusts me to say that you could be right. Like it hurts my stomach because it so could be true. Like oh no.
Here's the reason why. It doesn't matter who it is, and people can disagree with me all they want, but the fact is that if Daniel Bryan is active, they're gonna shit on whoever else if it's not him. They shit on Roman Reigns. They said we'll keep Brock Lesnar until we get the Beast versus Daniel Bryan. And they did everything they could. The only thing that saved it was Seth Rollins cashing in, because Seth Rollins is on that level of IWC as Daniel Bryan. But I mean, Daniel Bryan's gonna ruin anybody, man. It could even be like somebody like Cesaro, and I don't care what people think. It could happen.
I mean, I think Reigns is still suffering because of that. I think if they had just put Daniel Bryan over at the Royal Rumble, people would still be on the Reigns train. Because I mean, dude, it was going strong. Even the marks, even the IWC, they would probably deny this now. But at that time, before he won the Royal Rumble, we all knew we were all a little uncomfortable that he was getting pushed as hard as he was, but we were all kind of okay with it, you know. And then when they pushed him to the moon really quick, it was like it wasn't so much that we were that I'd say the broad fan base was pissed that it was Reigns that won. They were more pissed that it wasn't Bryan. So that in turn just like scarred Roman's face. You know what I mean? Like like that's why it's been 3 times hard to push this guy.
You could have put Daniel Bryan over, and he could have lost at WrestleMania. Like whatever. Yeah. But you could have put Bryan over. Reigns is riding that momentum of 12 eliminations. Have him win the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title. Singles run for 4 to 6 months. Then by Royal Rumble next year, he's ready to win.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, he would not have lost any shine over it.
No, yeah.
None at all. None at all, because Bryan would be hurt again, because it happened. You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't be as
he has to go with Brock Lesnar, he'd be hurt.
Yeah,
You know what, though? I really think that Lesnar and Bryan would put on a fucking fantastic match. Like,
oh yeah,
I think it would be
David versus Goliath.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, it'd be an awesome match.
I saw a fan-made poster. It's when Brock first came back and he was staring down Cena, except it's Brock here and Bryan here, and just all across in dark red lettering it says Bryan versus the Beast. It's a pretty cool poster.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to. We went so far off just now. We were so far off.
On Brothers of Destruction versus Wyatt family.
The spitball rolls, man.
Yeah, I mean, I know where we are. I was just trying to figure out how to segue back to it smoothly, and there was no way. There was no way.
Yeah, I mean,
but the brothers, I'm glad they won, but I guess I'm glad they didn't pin Bray. Like, they pinned Luke. I'm glad Bray didn't lose any more heat. Like, he didn't. I mean, Bray's kind of fractured as it is now, anyway. I mean, how do you reap 2 souls and then a week later they come back and shit on you? You know, I mean, Bray is being handled so terribly right now that it almost makes me cry.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're short baby faces, but this guy could be your number 1 heel. Like,
oh yeah. Easy.
You've got Rollins gone for 6 to 9 months, and you need a top heel. You cash in Sheamus instead of booking Bray Wyatt to the moon.
Yeah.
I mean, and I guess you could save it for when the Authority turns face fully. Then you could have like a super heel faction like Bray Wyatt, but you're damaging him too much to the point beyond repair. Kind of like he's getting the Rusev treatment, and I hate to say it, but he's getting the Rusev treatment. The sad part is he's got a faction behind him.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did y'all think about the tag match?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I mean, I enjoyed it, and I'm glad Taker went over. But I'm in the same boat with you. Like, Bray Wyatt feels meaningless to me because he doesn't win the big match. It's like the guy's eventually got to go over, right? You'd think.
Yeah.
I fucking hope so, at least, because he's a great character, and they don't have many great characters, especially in the sports entertainment business. There's not a lot of like, just
Characters. It's people
Yeah.
yeah,
now. It's not
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, they call their personas characters, but let's be real. You know, Stone Cold Steve Austin was a person.
Yeah.
The Rock
Shawn
was a
Michaels.
person.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels is a person. Triple H is a person.
But the
Undertaker and Kane
Undertaker,
were characters.
Yeah.
yes.
Bray Wyatt is a character.
Yeah.
You know, like
Your whole statement about the reaping the souls and then 2 weeks later they come back and beat them, it sums it all up for me. It wraps it up in a nice little bow of the what the fuck are you doing? It's like you sacrifice one great thing for
and you know,
an
I swore he
old
was going to
like,
go over. I swore he was
I thought-
because
I thought he
after
was
Taker
too.
beat him at Mania, I thought Taker was going to give him a rub. I really
No,
did.
I
knew
figured
they were losing
Kane
the
would take
match.
the pin. I figured
You're
Kane
right,
would take the
right,
pin.
right. Like I thought the brothers were going to do the job.
No, I didn't think so at all. Not 25 years of Survivor Series, and
You're right.
with
No,
Undertaker.
you're absolutely
No
right,
way.
Daniel.
Right,
That's
but-
like you're right.
I mean, and
The hoping-
in my head, I knew that. But like, just if you think about it from a booking standpoint, and like you're trying to keep some shine on a young guy who the last time he was in the ring with this guy, he lost at WrestleMania, and he just did this whole angle where he reaped their souls, but they're back. I mean, you want him to finish the job if you want to make a number one heel. You know what I
I
mean?
really do think that this program ends with Bray Wyatt going over on the Undertaker, though. I think that
I
it
think
goes
so too.
back
But
to
do they
another
do
one-on-one.
WrestleMania or do they do Royal Rumble?
I don't know.
Taker's got
It'd be smart to do Rumble.
He's got a WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Taker's
but
got to be a Mania.
he will be. But the rumor
Yeah,
is John
but I
Cena.
Yeah, I mean, you just work Kane, and you work Kane until Mania, pretty much.
I don't think he's working Bray at Mania, dude. I'm telling you, they're not going to do Mania twice in a row with him. I don't think. I really think the plan is Taker versus Cena,
Yeah, that's right. We've talked about that too.
and I think that I think you're going to have Wyatt work Kane at Royal Rumble. I mean, at TLC, and Wyatt's going to work Taker at Royal Rumble.
I hope
That's
you're right.
fine.
I'd be into that.
But see, the problem with that is that then you're not gonna have Taker lose and then go work John Cena at Mania. That's just not gonna happen. So you just have Bray do the job again.
No, you can't. You
But
can't. You kill.
But you
kill
can't.
that
But you
character.
also can't have Bray go over on Taker and then put him in a program with Cena for Mania, unless you put Undertaker over on Cena at Mania, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
I
Well,
think
and-
Cena's.
and where's
I think
Bray
Cena's
go?
gonna beat him.
If
I
Bray
think
goes
Cena's gonna
over
beat him and send
Taker,
him home.
if Bray goes over Taker, who can hang with him then? Like, where does he go? Does he?
If Bray goes over Taker,
title yet?
if Bray goes over Taker, I would like to see a heel Bray Wyatt against a babyface Brock Lesnar. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's
I'd be good with
it's the battle of who's the true conqueror. Because after Royal Rumble for Fastlane, you can have Bray talking about how he's the true conqueror because Lesnar's part time or some shit, and then the Raw after Fastlane, Lesnar comes out, sets the match, and just starts. I mean, Lesnar can lay waste to the Wyatts. I mean, how cool would Lesnar F5ing Braun Strowman be? You know, it creates
Okay.
something there. I mean that, and then
I can get behind
Bray-
that.
Bray and Brock would be a physical match, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that'd be rough.
It'd be good.
So like that's kind of what I think.
I'd
If-
like to see Bray get bloody too. I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, and the funny thing is with his tattoo on his arm, every time he lifts his arm, I think he's got a cut because
Yeah.
that one ribbon of red.
Yeah.
So after the brothers lay waste to the Wyatt family and send them back to Jobberville, the main event is Ambrose and Reigns, and we had our surprise of Sheamus cashing in. Well, first off, the surprise is that Reigns won the title clean. No heel turns,
Yeah,
no nothing.
boo, boo,
Won the title
boo,
clean.
boo.
Then a Sheamus cash in, which I like that it's over and done with. You know.
Yeah.
Um, I just, what do you do with Sheamus? You know, do you have him be the authority lackey, like
I
Rollins
could
was?
into it if Barrett comes with them and they create a little stable. I'm into it if there's more to it than just Sheamus taking Rollins' spot. Like, and it just being Sheamus is their little golden boy. Like, I feel like they need power in numbers if this is going to work for me.
You know, the thing is like I don't think he's gonna hold on to it long. I don't.
Have you
You
seen the
know.
TLC promo? The
No.
TLC promo is like an 8-bit video game that's Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns is the main character in this little 8-bit video game commercial for TLC. So
Oh boy.
Roman's gonna get his shot. Yeah, it's gonna be Roman and Sheamus.
So they're gonna ruin it twice, and they're gonna make Roman a two-time champ in a month.
Probably.
That is such a bad. It was a bad move to put the belt on him tonight if he wasn't gonna keep it.
Well, I mean, the only good thing about it is that now Sheamus doesn't have a briefcase anymore.
No,
I
but
mean,
now he's got a title.
yeah, but I mean, God, it's Sheamus, so it's like I would almost rather him just go ahead and turn right back around and drop it at the next pay-per-view. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I would,
He has
but
no
like,
business having the title. No
He
business
lost in the first
holding the world
round
title
of the
right now.
tournament. He lost in the first round of the tournament to
Yeah,
crown the new champion, and now
yeah,
he's the champ.
yeah. It's
You
there's
just
know what was
always a
stupid
plan
too?
B.
Did y'all keep watching to see that little sympathy Roman Reigns piece with him like tearing up
Yeah,
in the ring and
yeah,
bullshit, man? That's not going to gain him any sympathy. It's just going to make all of us hate him even more than we already do. Like, it's so
yeah.
stupid. Like, I
That's
feel
so
like they
phony.
don't care about
Yeah,
their company at all. They're not listening to the people that give them the money. But the thing that sucks is we're all idiots, and we're still going to continue to give them the money to watch them shit in our faces. Like,
hey man, because I'll pay
it's like,
$10 a month for NXT.
hell yeah, well, I will too. But we'll sit and give them 3 hours of our life for a shitty pay-per-view and shitty Raw the next night. I fucking bought tickets hoping that I was going to see something like the start of this new cool era, like some crazy heel turn. Something happened, and now I get to see Sheamus as the world champion.
Just go scalp him, man.
yeah. I'll be
Just
there
go.
tomorrow too, man. I'll be there tomorrow too.
Like we were so hyped, like talked ourselves into getting tickets because it's like, man, it's Raw after pay-per-view, Raw after
Yeah.
one of the big four pay-per-views with a brand new champion, and I was really bummed when Roman won. I was like, oh, now I really don't want to go, but it's like I kind of need to go to boo him.
Yeah,
Have my
yeah.
voice
I
be
kind of
heard.
need to go just to boo him.
But that's
That's
not what
terrible.
they. It's just like I don't know. It sucks, especially because I went to Ring of Honor on Friday. It was in Nashville, and it was awesome. It was great. And I'm just not excited about going to see Raw tomorrow at all. Sad.
Dude, yeah, and that sucks because of all the injuries, man. Like, I'm going to
Wait.
Raw. I'm
You
not
were
going
at
to
Ring
see
of Honor
Cesaro.
tapings?
I'm not going to see
I
Rollins. I'm
did.
not going to see, you know. I mean, I'm going to get to see Owens, and that would be cool. You know, that's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
that is
Like,
true. But I saw Owens at Ring of Honor, and I was like not even 100 feet away from him. Like it was
yeah.
so, and I'm sitting up in the friggin' nosebleeds for Raw. It's like, man, yeah. Anyways,
The last Raw I went to was the Raw that Seth Rollins curb stomped Brock Lesnar before the Royal Rumble.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I was crying because all of my friends know that like Bork is my man crush of wrestling. Like when I was like 12, because in '02 when Brock debuted, I was 12. Uh, Brock to me is what John Cena is to kids. Like Brock is like the powerhouse that like I was like that dude's a beast, you know. So like yeah, that's where my fandom went after Rock and Austin left. That's where I went.
Yeah.
So, but I will say you went to Ring of Honor tapings.
I
So
did, yeah.
is it true that Shelly showed up?
He did.
Oh, that's so freaking cool.
It was pretty badass.
Wait, was Saban there? Because I had
And
heard that Saban
yeah,
was in the
Saban,
UK.
he was there. Also,
That's-
Kenny King. Kenny King's back in Ring of Honor. I didn't realize that either.
yeah, he's
Like,
been back a couple of months.
okay, I don't. I must have missed him on some of the shows I've been watching. Uh, but yeah, it was really good. It was great, great, great. I fucking Jay Lethal, like he's the
Yeah.
world champ. Sheamus is not the world champ. Jay Lethal's the fucking world champ.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
guy's so good.
Yeah.
Like He's wrestling, man. Jay Lethal is wrestling to me. Like, he's so good.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal has
Drop
been the
some
man
money
since
and sign
Black
Jay Lethal.
Machismo.
Drop some money and sign Jay Lethal.
Oh, that'd be great.
Jay Lethal in WWE, they would screw him up so bad.
I don't think so.
Oh, speaking of Ring of Honor, Daniel, they're coming back, but they're going to be at Municipal next time.
Ooh.
I know,
like that.
right?
Dude,
It's a
let's
big
go.
step up. Yeah, we're going to go for sure. Like, if it's in February.
Oh, yeah, dude, I'll be
one of
there.
the first weekend of February.
I'll be there.
Stepping up, man. That's a big step up for them. Like, I'm
totally.
happy for them.
Closest
Yeah.
they come to me is Arlington.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a
And
good
Arlington's
show.
a bit of a drive for me to go to Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Well, at least you know when you go, they're normally taping, so you get like it was like a 3.5 hour show, man. It was awesome. It was good
Yeah.
stuff.
Did Dalton I'm sorry, not Dalton Castle, but did Andy Dalton work those tapings?
You mean the quarterback for the Bengals?
No. This Andy Dalton is a buddy of mine, well, a friend of a friend who is a wrestler in Texas. Dirty Andy Dalton is his name.
Oh, he's gonna have to change his name. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's done a couple of dark matches for Ring of Honor in the past.
It's
So.
possible. Half the time when they're announcing in that room, you can't hear.
You can't hear it. Yeah. That's one thing I've heard, that Ring of Honor shows aren't the best as far as production value goes live.
Oh yeah, it's all about the
But the
wrestling.
wrestling makes up for it.
Yeah. All about the work, man.
So
Dude,
ladies
Young
and
Bucks
gentlemen,
versus the Briscoes
just watch Ring of Honor. That's all you need to know. Just watch Ring of Honor.
and
Yeah.
NXT.
And
NXT doing
NXT.
pretty good.
And New Japan, why not? And Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Just watch wrestling. Not this crap that we got
Yeah,
tonight.
man, this is terrible.
Watch-
I don't
watch
know what
wrestling.
to do, man. I don't know what to do about this, man. It's like,
The same thing
I
we
don't know.
always do. We suck it up and we deal with it.
yeah.
Yep. And then we bitch about it
Yeah.
together.
The whole reason
Alright.
we're here.
At least it brings us together.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
We have a common bond. We fucking hate this shit.
I'm gonna start.
They'd hire
I'm gonna
us
start
as the
drinking a lot
writers.
Oh, they won't pay. They can't pay me enough
Oh,
Yeah.
they
to
could
fix
pay me
that train
nothing.
wreck.
They could pay me nothing to fix it. I'd love to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Please, just deliver it to me. I will take it. I will lead you back to the promised land. My phone, my door is always open. I accept PayPal. We can even do it like
Yep.
over FaceTime or something. Just anything you
FaceTime
need.
booking.
I'm here to officially offer my services, man.
Yep.
Well,
Paul, if you're listening.
Yeah, yeah.
just run it by Daddy Dearest, and then
Yeah.
hit us up. So, but guys, that's gonna do it for us tonight. We're hoping we see some better TV out of WWE soon. Like I said, watch wrestling, more wrestling. See that little logo we got? Just watch some of that. Like, just don't
Yeah.
stick to the big W like we do, because
It's really
all
too
we cover.
bad that my camera's not working because of my shirt right now that I'm wearing. It says support independent wrestling.
That's
That's
right.
awesome.
And
Go to
look
your
how we're
indie
ending the show.
Yeah.
That's how we'll end it. Support indie wrestling, you sons of bitches. Good night.